Hello there. Welcome to Strictly Business Unscripted. I'm your host, Keandra Jones, here to provide the ultimate networking hub and exclusive peek into the lives of thriving entrepreneurs and business owners. This podcast will educate, ignite inspiration, foster encouragement, and pave the way for growth among small businesses and the overall Oak Cliff community. Today is a very special show as we'll introduce you to one of our executive committee members from the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Home Care Network, Breakfast Brothers, Serve Pro, and the Dallas Zoo. We appreciate your support. Again, we've got a fantastic show. It's themed Get to Know Your Oak Cliff Chamber Executive Committee Members. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm gonna get it together. I'm sorry, Jayla.
Okay.
So today is an amazing day because I've got one of my friends and executive committee member, Xavier McGilberry, that's here with us in the studio. Welcome, Mr. McGilberry.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So I'm going to go off script and ask you a whole bunch of questions that are not on these cards just because I happen to personally know you. So I want you to be afraid right now.
Very afraid.
You should be.
But not surprised.
You should not be. Okay, so we get to switch roles today because normally you're in this seat and I'm in that seat because for those of you who don't know, Mr. McGilberry, has his own podcast called The Urban Professional. And so I've had the fortune, I was about to say misfortune, but I've had the great fortune. I was fortunate enough to be on his show. Okay, so this Chamber of Commerce, the Oak Cliff Chamber, I happen to think is the best chamber in the whole wide world, but
Absolutely.
I'm a little biased. There are so many chambers out there that are doing great things for their respective communities, but because I've been with this one for 17 years, I know what we do. You have many other options as to how you choose to serve your community. Why did you choose this chamber?
I think one of the biggest things that drew me to the chamber is the community engagement. I think that a lot of times chambers are scripted, and they are, look, we're on Unscripted. Chambers are scripted, and it seems like they're more commercial than being genuine. At this chamber, you feel like somebody, you're not just a number. You're engaged in the community. You can tell that people really love the community they're in, and they want to see it do better. On top of that, you get genuine people involved in this organization that are willing to lend a hand to you to help you, and that's what the chamber about. It's about growth and development, and I think this chamber does an amazing job that's genuine for us business owners.
Well, awesome. Okay, so how long have you served as a board member and then on the executive committee with this organization?
You would hit me with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great question. It's all flown together so quickly. I want to say I've been on the board almost a year, executive board a few months, about 3-4 months.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, that's right. So you were quickly promoted. You were a board member only a year, and then you moved up in the ranks, and you became an executive committee member.
I was blessed.
Or not. It depends on perspective. We talked about perspective earlier this morning. Okay, so question for you, now this organization does a lot of different things.
Right.
What is your absolute favorite thing that we do, be it an event or a program or just a thing? What is your favorite?
Probably the favorite is you do so much. So I'm trying to think when you say favorite, what is the favorite? It probably would be the work program.
Tell me why.
Just understanding the community needs, coming from similar environments like this and giving these kids an opportunity to make a better life for themselves. And I think the biggest thing about it is it's not just giving, it requires them to do some work as well.
Yeah.
So if you want to put in the work, there's opportunity for you. And then after all of that, to see the fruit from your labor, like these people getting positions and getting better careers for themselves and motivating. I think the biggest reward that you can ever get in life is seeing someone progress that you had your fingerprints on.
That's an interesting answer. Normally, we hear some of the things that we do on the Oak Cliff Chamber side of things, but of course, this organization has another arm, which is our nonprofit arm, right? It's Oak Cliff Empowered, and under that umbrella, we have our Oak Cliff Works program, which you've talked about. When you first started volunteering with this organization, you were a tremendous help with that program and some of our students coming in and helping us interview them, getting them ready for job opportunities with our partner, Methodist Hospital, etc. What was your favorite moment when you were volunteering with the Oak Cliff Works program? Your favorite moment?
That's really easy. Probably the best moment was when we had one of the students who had kind of got discouraged. They had failed the exam. And speaking with that student and understanding and letting that student know, like, you're not the first one to not be successful on an attempt. But it's not about falling. It's about, like, dusting yourself off, getting back up. And I think just seeing that student receive that information from me and to actually take action after that, and then, boom, got the results that she was looking for. Like, that was just amazing, because a lot of times, we give out encouragement and give out information, but it's still up to them to apply it and use it. So to actually see that she want to do better, and to see that it's just something simple as words of encouragement can help you. That was probably my best moment.
And it was so meaningful to that student that you were taking so much time with her and the other students as well. And they knew that you were volunteering your time, that you had other places that you could be, other things that could be done, but yet it was so meaningful to them that you were taking your time and showing them how much you loved and cared about them because of your passion, not only for them, but the overall community, and specifically healthcare, which is the perfect segue into what your chosen career is. So you don't work full-time for the chamber, and although we wish that you did, we could not afford you. Tell us what it is you do full-time. What is your actual career choice?
So full-time, I'm in healthcare. I do home health. We are skilled services that take care of patients in the home.
I'm going to stop you, Xavier, because that is a very modest answer. And I want you to tell us, what is your role? What do you do? Who are you? Who is the great and legendary Xavier? What do you do in healthcare? Not what the organization does. Who are you? What do you do?
I am the executive vice president of the company.
Okay, of what company?
Home Care Network.
Thank you so very much. Now, what do y'all do?
We do healthcare. We do skilled services for patients in need. We take care of the community. We take care of those who can't take care of themselves.
Okay.
So we assist them with any skilled needs that they need, from nursing, PT, OT, ST, you name it, we can do it in the home, which is, with this community, with the lack of resources, the medical desert is tremendous to the community. It's tremendous to the health of the community. Yeah. So love what I do.
So you can always tell when people are super duper intelligent and they've arrived because they use a bunch of acronyms that the rest of us don't even know. We don't know what you're talking about. So you've said a bunch of alphabet, OT, PT, LT, MT, all of that. What are you talking about?
Well, I really appreciate you for asking that question, because that's actually part of the gap in healthcare. So thank you for bringing that up. So I want to say this before I go into it. Never be afraid to ask questions when it comes to medical. So skilled nursing, you'll hear SN. OT is occupational therapy. PT is physical therapy. ST is speech therapy. So we do all of the skilled services pretty much. Just think of it this way to simplify it. Pretty much almost everything they do in the hospital, we can do in the home. Now, of course, there's some things that hospitals are required for. And we partner with hospitals to get that done. But for the most part, our team are skilled enough to do most of that in the comfort of your own home.
That is amazing, especially being my age and my parents are aging and those kinds of things. Where could we find you or find someone that could help us with our aging parents?
Pretty much resources everywhere. You can go online and find us at hcn.com.
Okay.
Our office is located in DeSoto, Texas, 1701 Northampton Road, DeSoto, Texas. You can always give me a call. I'm available, 214-790-4048. I'm a big advocate for the company, and that actually is my number. So I don't, we're not a big advocate or a fan of call services because people have questions that they really, need to know. They don't need like a generic answer. So we're available to help. You can find us riding around your community.
That's awesome. Now listen, you do a whole lot for this community as well as this organization. If I were to shadow you, if I were to come to work with you, which I know you don't want because I'd probably get on your nerves, but if I were to shadow you, what would I see? What does the average day in the life of Xavier McGilberry look like as you're serving your role at HCN? What does that look like?
I don't know if it'll be average. We never know. I have a game plan, of course, when I wake up, but being in healthcare, it could go a lot of different ways. Just getting up in the morning, the regular day for me would be getting into the office, checking emails to kind of see what's going on, what direction going on. And the reason I say average, when it comes to healthcare, it's a lot of different things that can happen. So I don't really have like a regular day. What I mean by that is it could be something going on from our patients that's coming out of the hospital. We partner with rehab centers. We partner with nursing homes. So just according on what fires are going on that day, I have to adjust and handle those. But a typical day for me is getting up first thing in the morning, checking emails, checking our patients that were hospitalized, make sure that we acknowledge that they are hospitalized and make sure we get those patients set up for when they discharge, and just making sure my team is supported. I actually should have started with that. I've become a big fan of making sure, in healthcare, sometimes we get so caught up on taking care of people that we don't take care of ourselves. So I try to make sure, touch bases with my leadership team and make sure they're okay, how they feeling, how they day going, because that energy is going to transfer over on how they take care of your loved ones. So.
That's exactly right. And we love that about you. There's some common things that are happening as we're interviewing our executive committee. You guys are saying the same thing, that you care for and take care of your team first.
Yes.
And your team then takes care of your client, your customer. And so those are the makings of great leaders, that mentality right there. Now, next question for you. You have got such a calming demeanor most of the time.
Do I?
Most of the time.
Okay.
Most of the time. Most of the time. So how does that help you in your current role?
It helps me because you don't want your team or your patients panicking. So a lot of times that transfer, when they see you calm, it calms them down. So I try to stay in this tone to help both sides. Like my team don't see me panic when it's a fire going on. The patient doesn't panic or their family don't panic. So I just try to keep it and just resolve the issues. Control what I can control.
Okay. I want you to tell me, who has been in all these years your absolute favorite patient and why?
Oh. We've had so many.
Who stands out?
Oh, favorite patient.
I told you this was unscripted, strictly business.
That's most definitely unscripted. Out of all the interviews I've been on, I think that's the first time I've been asked that question.
Great. I love being the first.
What is my favorite patient? Who? Oh, man, I've had so many great patients. You tend to love them all. You get attached to them. That's a great question.
Thank you.
You got me stumped.
Okay.
And I'm trying to go through. Hold on, let me think.
Okay.
Who was my? I had a young lady. She was when we got her, she was very, very critical. Almost on hospice. Family didn't want her to go on hospice, and she fought it. So we brought in the full staff team in, loaded her, got her a visiting physician to visit her in her home, one of our partner physicians, who I absolutely love. If you're in Oak Cliff, Dr. Howard Anderson. Shameless plug. Amazing physician, the AIM Center. So he partnered with us, and we got this patient. He went through the medications, see, what she should be taking, then a whole medication eval. He put a plan of care together for us. We took care of this patient, and this patient was in a nursing home, assisted living home, and I kid you not, when we went to working on this patient, I went back to see this patient probably almost a month, and she was moving around the center in her wheelchair, moving around. Mm-hmm. So she went from almost hospice and she was such a life of the party, mm-hmm. never complained about anything, mm-hmm. and that was just like the most amazing experience, because that's what we do it for, mm-hmm. and to see that is like, it makes you say, this is why I get up every day.
Yeah, I love that. And I can tell that because you have so many of those stories that you're passionate about what you do, and that's what creates a wonderful servant leader, And so passion for what you do is what creates that. So I got a couple more questions for you.
Okay. Tell
me, who has been a role model to you and why?
This is a funny thing. I was talking with someone about this like a month ago. Mm-hmm. The unique thing about all the role models that's been in my life, mm-hmm. as I go through them, they've all been women.
Really?
Really.
That surprises me.
Really. It's my first role model hero. I think that I acknowledged, outside of course everybody's is coming to say your mother when you you see what they've done with so little. But my first really role model that I looked at was my aunt. Mm. She was the youngest of all my mom's siblings, mm-hmm. baby, and just to see her from the environment we come from. She went to a major university, Auburn University, played basketball, all conference, left there. That was before the WNBA, went overseas, but it wasn't like the sports. It was, I started to respect seeing her go to college, get a degree, mm-hmm. and then there's the things she done, because she always took care of people. Mm-hmm. And I remember a lot of times I couldn't understand it. And it was things even, getting a little spiritual. I remember she used to send a check back even when she was overseas playing ball, mm-hmm. for her tithes at our church. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow. I didn't understand it, right. before I was really understood how it goes. And I'm like, right. You send that kind of money back, mm-hmm. what I'm saying? And just being grown now and looking at how magnificent she was. She showed me hard work. She showed me, the spiritual side, how her faith was strong. Mm-hmm. And then she showed me, to whom much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. She always took care of, everybody. So that was probably my first role model, just understanding a little bit of life. And then second level was probably career-wise, I've had a lot of people entwined. Probably our owner, Belinda May.
Tell me why.
Just to see a person who had nothing, mm-hmm. and created something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A person who I've seen some of the struggles, and I've heard the stories of just some of the struggles and not give up. A person being an African American woman, mm-hmm. Not just African American, but you add woman to that. Right. And to be in rooms with, people that don't look like her. That's and right. To be able to fight and build this company, and they try to knock you down and they get up. And then on top of that, it was to see something in me and then invest in me. Mm-hmm. Then on top of investing in me, it was no boundaries on, I'm going to teach you everything that you want to know.
Right.
No, you restricted to this, you restricted to that. Mm-hmm. And probably the most of all was her passion. She cares so much about her people. I'd never seen a person other than, well, it's common, I guess, who give. They just give. They just give. You know what I'm saying? Like, no looking for nothing in return. I almost really dislike you to do things for her. Just give, like, from the heart. I'm talking about things simple as, we done had employees who, and this eyewitness is like, who house burned down. And insurance and stuff messed up. And she instantly getting up, like, put them in a hotel, put the family in a hotel, make sure they eat, go to the store, buy all the kids, the mother, like, clothes, underwear, all this before any insurance, anything kick in, take care of these people. Like, to see that from someone serving who is of her level is just unreal, and knowing where they came from and stay level. And that's just, you know, that's just was inspiring to me. And like I said previous, to invest in me, you know, not financially, but, you know, time, effort, education, just role model. I hope to be that to someone, you know, so.
Belinda May, you're amazing. I think that's beautiful. And I think that we need to give people their flowers when they can receive them. So I think that's amazing. Okay, final question. Final question is going to be the best one. You should be afraid. Okay, so tell us one thing about you that we don't know.
Oh, there's a lot of things they don't know.
Well, just tell them one thing that they don't know about you.
One thing that you don't know, well, we're in Oak Cliff, and I think this is going to be so funny. I've never been to the Dallas Zoo.
That is such a shame. It is a pity and a shame. It is a pity and a shame.
So let's make that happen. I've never been to the Dallas Zoo. Dallas Zoo, I've never been.
Oh, goodness. Friends, partners at the Dallas Zoo, would you please come rescue your partner over here, and let's get him some behind-the-scene experiences at the Dallas Zoo. But with that, Mr. Xavier McGilberry, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're looking forward to the next time. Thank you for letting us get in your business in such an unscripted way. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
When it comes to taking care of your senior loved ones, you're not alone. There's help right here in our community. The Home Care Network provides help and resources that allow aging seniors, those with disabilities, and those recovering to stay in place in their own home.
We provide in-house clinical services for patients that are 65 and older who need clinical services in the home. We do everything from skilled nursing to physical therapy, all of that in the home. So we empower patients to have a voice in their healthcare services.
For more information about Home Care Network, visit homecarenetwork.com.
Today, we've met Xavier McGilberry, one of our executive committee members. Thank you so much for tuning in to Strictly Business Unscripted. Again, I'm your host, Keandra Jones. We'll see you next time.